Okay, so assalamu alaikum brothers and specifically sisters. So now inshallah we're going to be doing our experiment to test out how halal is halal nail polish. So in order for it to be halal, obviously it needs to allow water to go through the whole layer and so it reaches your nail and therefore your wudu is valid. The contenders are, we've got Andrea, which has actually got a halal logo on the bottle. We've got 786. That's just spooky from the get-go, so not much needs to be said about that. We've got Vivian Condor. Now this one doesn't mention anything about halal or being permeable, but I'm pretty sure when I ordered it online that it did say it was permeable. If not, then that's a waste of money. We've got Inglot 02M, breathable nail enamel. So again, this is apparently halal. We've got Maya, apparently this is quite a big contender. And this one is also, it says water/oxygen permeable. And last but not least, we've got a Control. So this is a normal nail polish which should not be water permeable, and we're going to apply this, and this one shouldn't let water through. So if this one does let water through, then we know that the test itself is flawed, or this might be water permeable and they just decided not to tell us. What brand is it? It's Crayola, where it broke. We just went to Amazon, tapped in nail polish, sort by lowest pricing, and this is the cheapest one of the cheapest that we could find that had next day delivery. So let's get to it. So how are we going to test it? Well, number one, we've got this. This is water indicator tape. And this basically should change color from white to red if it comes into contact with water, as we're going to demonstrate shortly. And this is a coffee filter. So we're going to see, does the water penetrate through the coffee filter if there's a layer of nail polish in between. So first things first, we've got the water indicator tape. I've got a piece here that I cut earlier. Let me just turn this camera on. So you can see here, we have a piece of this. So we're going to apply water on here and it should change color. What we're also going to do is just apply a bit of sellotape to the edges. And the reason for that is, obviously once the nail polish is on, we won't be able to see the actual layer to see whether it's changed the color or not. But the water should make the entire thing, or at least a good portion of it, change color. So we'll just put that there, and I'll apply one single drop of water near where the sellotape is, and we should see an immediate change in color, and the change in color should also carry on underneath the sellotape. Now we let that run. Okay, so in the meantime, while that's happening, I'm just going to prepare the rest of the nail polishes. Apply a layer of nail polish and then let them dry. Let me choose this. So I'm just, if you can see, doing this. First and foremost, I'll start with the Control. So this is the blue one. Oops, I missed. Oops, okay. There you go. And we're just going to let that dry. That's one. Okay, so as you can see, this has changed color. The water has actually gone through the water indicator tape, and actually it's showing underneath the sellotape. So that's proof that the sellotape does not block the water. Let me just remove that water off. Okay. Now I'm going to take off the sellotape, lift it up, and you should be able to see underneath. You can also see that where the water contacted it, it's changed color. So even if you can't see on top, you should be able to see underneath that it has changed from dark red, as you can see here and here, to light red in the middle here. So that's proof that it works, and we should be looking for these results when we do the nail polish. Okay, so let's move this up. Let's do the next one. So we've done the Control. Now we are going to do the first one. Okay, that's fine. So the first one we have here is Maya. So I'm going to be very careful to not apply too much. Obviously I don't know how much is too much because I don't regularly do this, but I'm going to do my best. So this hopefully is a very thin layer, and the fact that I'm spreading it around should make it even. That's as you just saw, that's a very thin layer. There's not a lot on there, and it's only a single layer. Now bearing in mind that some people, when they do this, they actually, I think there's one called overcoat. Sorry, no, not overcoat. I remembered it in the channel, but it was called top coat. There's a top coat that you can wear on top, and obviously some sisters do that, which obviously adds an extra layer. So if this doesn't work, then having more than one layer is definitely not going to work. So we'll leave that one to dry. Do the next one, and for the next ones I think we'll just speed it up just so this video doesn't get too long. Oops. So that one touched it, but I think we're just carrying on. Let me just fix that. You know what, we'll leave it just to show you. Even with that, it might still not let water through. Or if it does, we know it'll be because of that. Or if that's the only one that lets water through, then we'll do that one again. Okay, so we're gonna let these dry, and then I'm gonna put sticky tape on the ends, and then I'm going to apply a couple of drops of water on each one. I'm not gonna rub it in. We're gonna leave it, wait about 5 minutes, see if anything happens. After 5 minutes, then we're gonna start rubbing it in, and wait another 5 minutes, see if anything happens. Okay, so we've left the nail polish to dry. It's been approximately about 10 minutes. 5 minutes we obviously used the timer, but it was drying for about 10 minutes before that. 5 minutes before that, so 10 minutes overall. So let's just take a look at each one just to make sure that it actually is dry. Okay, I'll just, there we go. Tap that with my finger. No. Yep, there's nothing on the finger. Tap my other finger on this one. Oop. Nothing on that one. Tap my other finger on this one. We just don't want to get any cross-contamination in case that affects our results. Nope, nothing on there. I feel booky even using this one, man. Oops, there we go. That's the second time that one's done a flip. That's how you know this one's booky. It's been doing backflips all day. This one. That's weird. Oh, the nail polish got onto the other side. Okay. And there's this one, which is the Andrea one. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, as seen in that camera shot there, is we're basically going to put sellotape on the ends of each one, and we should then apply water, and we should see the tape changing color. So let me just cut this. And apply it to the other side as well. Ooh, that is actually really, really close. But you know what? We'll leave it there. We'll leave that one there. Okay, so now we're just gonna get the pipette. One, two, three. We'll leave that there. See if anything happens. Maybe that's that. Next one. And now we'll just speed up the following ones. Peak. Okay, so we've applied the water. It's been sitting there for approximately about 5 minutes now. We're just gonna go around and just have a look at each one. Has any water gone through it? If not, we're just gonna give it a quick rub, make sure the water goes all the way around, and then see if that makes any difference, because some of these brands say that in order for the water to go through, you have to rub them. Some say like for a minute or something like that, but realistically, who's going to rub each nail for 1 minute? But we can give it a go, no problem, inshallah. So I'll just bring it here, and what we'll do is lift up the sticky tape. Oops. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to check underneath. Nope, no water color change, although on this one there is a slight bit of nail polish. Okay, so you have this. I thought this camera was recording this whole time, but it wasn't. So what I'm just going to do is basically just rub the water in, back and forth, up until the sellotape and even onto the sellotape. And let's just see if we have any change of color. So remember, we're looking for a change of color on this side and on this side, yeah? Because remember, the water is going all the way. And as you saw the original test one, the water spread very, very, very fast. And I was actually rubbing it quite hard. So we're just going to leave that one there to sit, see if we have any color changes there. And the next one. is the Andrea. So again, let me just take it off. Oops. That's not too much of an issue. We've still got plenty of water here. So we're just going to rub the water back and forth. Oops. Didn't realise I wasn't in the shot there. So you can see there is still water here. So we've got a bit of a problem here, which is that water's actually gone through that side, but hopefully it doesn't spread too far. We should still be able to see where it spreads on this side. We'll leave that one there. I'll keep this one at the bottom of the shot, just in case this bit spreads that way, so we can tell whether or not was it the water spillage on this side, or was it the actual water going through the nail polish there. Okay, so we've done it, we've applied it to all of them, we've rubbed them all in. Now, let's just get a fresh, dry pair of gloves. Now, what we're going to do is, we're just going to have a look, using this camera, get a close-up of each one, see what the results were for this test. Okay, so this is the Vivian, whatever it's called. As you can see, on this side, there's absolutely no redness whatsoever. On this side, however, there is a slight amount of redness. However, I don't know if you can see it, but basically, right here, the line where the nail polish ends and where the sellotape starts is so thin, it might just be in that's the exact spot where it happened. It might just be that the water got through it, because of the fact that, I don't know if you can see, but it's so close between the nail polish and the thing. But the point is that it didn't happen on this side at all. And on this side, there's a teeny tiny bit. Let's just go back to the control one that we did originally at the very beginning, just to see how far past. As you can see, the drop was here, the water contact was there, and it went all the way, like that's like a good, almost a centimetre, not even a centimetre, but almost a centimetre of coverage. Whereas here, it's literally, and remember, this is, that one we didn't even rub it, this one we actually rubbed it, and there's like two tiny small little sections where it seems to have gone through. Allahu A'lam if that was actually through the thing, or because of a error on our side. Let's turn it over, that will give us a better idea. Oops. Is there any color change? So as you can see, there are, let me just get this off my finger. Okay, so as you can see, there are two tiny small round circles here, white ones, which is where it's changed color. The rest of it, remember, this whole thing should have changed color, but it didn't. Only this little section here change color. The rest of it did not change color. Allahu A'lam if these parts here change color because the nail polish went over to this side and it's covering it so we can't see. But either way, this one has failed this particular test. And that was the Vivian, whatever that is. Anyway, next one we have is the Andrea. Now, this one, you can see, the water from my finger got underneath when I was holding it, and this bit here reacted. Neither side displays any water here. We'll just turn it around. And even on the other side, other than that corner where the water went, absolutely no water whatsoever came through this one. Andrea, you're not halal. You're not even breathable. You're only Andrea. Next we have no, let's do Maya next. Maya, I had high hopes for you. On the top we can see on this side here, absolutely no water. On this side here, absolutely no water. Let's turn it over. Oops, got my finger a little bit wet there. Let me just try that. Why is this? Wait, let me just turn this on and off so I can focus. There we go, that's better. And let me just lift it up and turn it over. So, oops, I just realised I just touched it on the wet patch. No, quickly, oh! Okay, that might have mashed it up, but no. I mean, there's a slight, absolute, real slight change of colour here at the bottom where the nail polish is just next to that. But I think that just came right now because I put it on top of this wet patch. But even if that did or it didn't, it doesn't matter because the rest of it is completely dry. No water got through the rest of that one. As you can see again, completely dry. Then we have the Buki one, the 786. I remember this one, it actually turned over. So like a part of it, of the nail polish actually came off. So this one we're expecting, it definitely should have let at least some water through. Nope, other than this corner, I can't see. If there's, in the middle, there might be a slight red. Let's turn it over so we can see for sure. Let me just put that down. Okay, so, no, that is peak. Here in the corner there's a slight, but that was a mistake on my part. But as for the rest of it, even where the nail polish slightly came off, and remember these were really thin layers, there's no water penetration whatsoever, nothing. Obviously this little layer at the bottom here we can't tell because the nail polish is covering it. For argument's sake, if, like I said, again, by some miracle, qadarullah, that is the only bit of the whole entire strip that water actually penetrated, but we just can't see it. Either way, it doesn't matter, and it's failed because of the fact that it didn't cover the entire strip. Last but not least, we have the inglot. This one, again, other than the corner, which was my fault. And look, you can actually see, look how thin it is. You can see the white underneath it.
Have you prayed?
Brothers, if you don't mind, I'm doing an brothers.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem, inshallah. And on the back, as you can see as well, there's other than this corner here, there's absolutely no water penetration on that whatsoever. So that's failed as well. So all 5 have failed this test. Let's just have a look at this. What on earth? Okay, this has to be a mistake. So apparently, oh, okay, I think maybe. That was from my thumb as well. There's a patch here where water has penetrated. On this side there's a small patch there where water has penetrated. The rest of it, no water penetrated. On this side as well, the bottom here, no water penetrated. I'm going to turn it over one more time just to see like what could have caused that. Oops. Okay, that is baffling. Was that in the shot the whole time? If that was in that top shot, then I'll be able to see when that started to change and whether it was just natural or was it because of something that I did. Oh wait, is that tape even on properly? I don't know, but the point is the water didn't go through the actual nail polish. Through the sides you can see it there, but in terms of the actual nail polish, you can't see the back of the paper change colour. So that's that. So that's part 1. We're just going to quickly pray inshallah and then carry on with part 2 with the coffee filters. Assalamu alaikum, peace. Whereas here, it's literally, and remember that one we didn't even rub it, this one we actually rubbed it, and there's like 2 tiny small little sections where it seems to have gone through. Allahu alam if that was actually through the thing or because of a error on our side. Let's turn it over, that will give us a better idea. Oops. Okay, so we're just going to quickly do the Crayola one again, just to determine what caused those results. Well, I believe it was an issue on my behalf. I'm just going to apply it. Evenly across. And then let that dry. Oops. I'll have to change that glove again. So nice even layer. We will let that dry, and in the meantime do the second part of the experiment. Let me just put that here so it's still semi inside the shot. Okay, so while that's drying, we're just going to crack on with the second part of the experiment. We've just got these coffee filters, and we're basically just going to apply a layer of nail polish to them, place the water on top, and see if anything happens. Just remember what I said at the beginning, with the coffee filter paper, in my personal opinion, it's not as reliable of a test, simply because of the fact that the texture of the coffee paper is not smooth like our nails, and obviously just like on any rough surface, you're never guaranteed to get that complete layer with no holes in there for water to get through, whereas with this, because it's textured, and it's possible there are little gaps, even if it's like a small tiny, less than a millimeter, it will still affect, because the water will just seep through there. But we'll give it a go anyway, see what happens. There we go. Okay, so we have this here. We'll start off. Okay, so I'll start off with, let me just put move this here. I'll move it here so it's still in the shot. So you see that we haven't done anything to it, and I'll just use this as a to stop my desk from getting dirty. So first of all, we have the Maya. So we'll just layer it on. Now remember, this is quite a thin layer. I'm spreading it quite a lot. But like, I can even see, like you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Well, 1 second, I'll use this camera here. You can see like sections of the color of the coffee paper within here. So like here, there's little lines. So it's quite, I'm gonna try and go with the groove of the, my phone down now. I'm gonna try and go with the groove of the coffee paper to get like as much of it covered as possible, with no tiny little gaps in between. I'm just making sure that it's spread, so that there's no sort of overly thick layer. Because obviously on your nail you'd use one layer. So that one. Next is this. The groove's going that way, so I'm going to apply it this way. Okay, there you go. Again, like you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but basically right here, like you can't really see it on the camera. No, it's not gonna work. But it doesn't seem as if, you know, there's complete, like, there's small section of the line where it's a lot lighter than other sections where obviously the crevice is a little bit deeper. But we'll just do it anyway. So that's the next one. Now we've got inglot. Oh, hardly any came out on there. Now we have the Andrea. On the Buki one, 786. For those of you who don't know, or you're wondering why I keep calling it Buki, is because what is 786? People claim that 786 apparently means Bismillah. But where did you get that from? Did the Prophet ﷺ ever use 786? Did the Sahaba ever use 786? Are any of the scholars ever known to use 786? I mean, we know magicians use numbers. We know magicians definitely use numbers. If you even go to Google right now, type in black magic, taweez, or something along those lines, black magic paper. Most likely you'll see a grid with numbers in it, because that's the language of black magic. That's the language of magicians. And if you're wearing a taweez right now, I'm pretty sure majority of you, if you opened it, you'd find numbers and other things like that written, random letters. Some of you might have Quran, some of you might have a dua, but overwhelming majority will have numbers and letters and things that just don't make sense. And finally, the control, the test, Crayola. I'm just gonna spread this out. See, even the fact that the nail polish is going through to the other side, how do you know that a complete layer is even being formed, and that the nail polish isn't just going through to the other side and not forming the layer? That's what I was saying earlier about this test. I don't see how it's as reliable. And the funny thing is that most of these companies who will, do these tests themselves, some of them won't even do it. Some of them have said that according to science, so if oxygen can go through something, then hydrogen can also go through it, and that means that oxygen and hydrogen together can go through it. Some of them did this test with either tissue paper or coffee filter paper, but like I said, my personal opinion. Again, there's no, it's not the haqq. It's not the truth. It's just my personal opinion. I just don't believe that this experiment is as reliable for the reasons I mentioned before. So we'll just leave those there to dry. We'll give it 10 minutes. I'll set the timer, sorry. Okay, so the timer's up. So firstly, we're just going to quickly, they should have all dried. They seem to be dry. We're just going to have a quick look at what we're expecting. Obviously we're expecting the water to go through. So I'll just place a drop here. And as you can see, that has spread very, very fast. And if I turn it around on the bottom, you can see it as well, it's spread both sides. And it's wet, you can feel it at the bottom. It's definitely wet. Okay, so that's that done. So now, let's get to testing these ones. So first we'll just let the water sit on them, and then wait a couple minutes, and if it doesn't go through, then we'll start to rub them in. Like I mentioned, don't worry, these gloves, we are using a lot of them, but they're going to be recycled, inshallah, and it's all for a good cause. Okay, so we've got that camera there. You know what, let me just use my phone as a second camera, because the other camera has no battery. There you go. So I'll just put 2 drops on each one. I'll put 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. And now we wait. We wait and see if any of them will absorb the water without us rubbing it. So it's been a couple of minutes and the water is still just sitting there at exactly the same level. Doesn't seem to have absorbed at all. So what we're going to do is just rub it in. So we'll start off here. Just want to be careful to not get the water around the edges, and otherwise obviously it will show up. So I'm just going to rub it here in the middle. So what we're looking for is the water to penetrate the middle. I'm just going to rub it here. And we should see wetness at the bottom. I'll just rub it up and down as well. Okay, that's that. And then we'll use a different finger. Actually, no, we'll use the same finger, it doesn't make a difference. This is the 786. The water doesn't seem to have gone through at all. This is the inglot. I have to be very careful because this is just quite actually a thin section. So I want to be very careful. Oh, wow. That was close. Oops. A little drop right there at the top almost came off. Nope, nothing yet. And what we'll just do, right at the very end, we'll just lift each one up and just have a quick look at the bottom. Let me rub this one now. Doesn't seem to, I mean, none of them appear to be letting any water through. Oh, this one's close to the edge as well. So it's a bit hard trying to make sure the camera's pointing at it and concentrating on it at the same time. And last but not least, we have the Maya. I think this one might have gone, I mean, does that look smaller? The water bubble looks a bit smaller than, no? Maybe it's just my imagination. Okay, so we've done that. What I'm going to do now is basically just lift each one up. I'm going to try and be very careful because the water's still on there, and from what it looks like, none of them have absorbed any water. I mean, literally it was 3 drops, and it still seems to be 3 drops. This one, I don't know if it's just the fact that because it's literally, oh, there we go. It actually looks exactly the same as when I first put it on. Let's try this one first. So I'm going to try and be very careful. There seems to be a little bit of wetness there actually. Let me just lift it up.
It's recording. It's recording.
Yeah.
Did it flop?
I mean, it doesn't seem to have gone through. This one, there's no wetness on the paper whatsoever. And underneath, if you have a quick look.
Did you rub it?
Yep, rubbed it.
Rubbed it as well, yeah?
Yeah. There's no wetness. Just feel that underneath it. Is there any wetness on it?
No. Was it?
Do it here innit, because don't push too hard, otherwise the water's going to tip over.
I don't know, 1 second. No, it's nothing.
Okay. Just feel this one. Because this one, there was a bit of a patch. Well, I think that might just be nail polish. Feel the bottom of it.
Nope, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Okay, that's good because that's the actual control one. This is quite a big boy inglot. But just be very careful that you don't spill the water by rubbing it from underneath.
Fully dry, bro.
This one as well, yeah?
Yeah.
And let me just clear some space. What, this one?
Yep, fully dry.
Yeah, let me just...
You rubbed all of them, huh?
Yeah. Fully dry. I don't think I showed the bottom of this one, so people can see for
Guys, we've
themselves.
done the nail polish experiment, halal nail polish. Inshallah ta'ala, it's going to be uploaded today or tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow. Okay, Are these nail polishes really halal? As we done the nail polish experiment, halal nail polish, inshallah ta'ala, it's going to be uploaded today or tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow. Okay, are these nail polishes really halal?
Feel the bottom of this one? I think this one might have gone through.
The nail
Feel it?
polish experiment, halal nail polish. No, not at all.
Okay, let go. This one first, it's about to drop.
Not at all.
And then last but not least, the Halal certified logo, Andrea. Let's just have a look at the paper. No, feel it. Careful, careful, careful.
Yeah, no, nothing whatsoever.
Nothing whatsoever.
You rubbed it, huh?
Oh yeah, I rubbed it hard. Let's just have a look underneath here. Nope, there's no wetness here either. So none of these on the coffee one let any water through.
What about on the
On the paper one, the only one qadr that let water through was the Crayola one. So I'm going to do that one again. I've just set it up here. I'm just going to do that one more time just to be extra sure. So just give me 1 second. So this is one, do it one last time. I need Are you recording?
Sorry?
Are you recording?
No.
Okay, so just to be on the quick side with this one, can you just press record on the Canon, please? Okay, so we're just going to quickly finish off the Crayola one again. It's had plenty of time to dry. I'm just going to put the sellotape on it. Yep, there you go. And then, yeah, I'm just finishing up. That one's done. None of them let any water through. Okay, so.
Oh, have you got a? You're running travel by?
I'm rendering it, so when I put this in, it'll render it even
Did
faster.
you have a project?
Yeah, it's typing here.
Okay, so almost done now. Almost done. We're just gonna do the Crayola one again, just because that was a bit of an anomalous result. So just to make sure. And like I said, it could be the case, qadarullah, that all of these are anomalies, and maybe we got a bad batch from the companies. Maybe this particular bottle just didn't work out. But what are the chances of that? And even if that is the case, would you really risk your salah? There we go. What am I doing? Oh, I'm bugging out. I was putting water on it. Sorry about that. There we go. Just very carefully. 1, 2, 3. So that's on there. And we'll just let that sit there for a while. So we're just going to let that sit there for a while. And then, you know what, let's just rub this one straight away. Save time. Imran, could you come in and grab this camera for me? Just basically hold it and point it towards this, yeah? Just keep it towards that. Just so I can just lift the sellotape without dropping the drops of water. Just bring it here so it's easier for you to show it in the camera. Oh wait, the actual sellotape lifted up there for a second. I don't know if that is going to affect it. And now I'll just rub it in. Works now. We'll just And what we're looking for is red on this side or on this side. No colour change here on the other side. Well, that's nail polish that's gone around the back when I was applying it. But no, nothing. Is that a hint of red there? I think there's this tiny little hint of red there. But oh wait, is that from my finger? No, it's not. The point is, it hasn't let any water through. Okay, so that was the experiments. Now, a few quick disclaimers. Number one, like I said earlier, many times, we're not saying this is conclusive. We're not saying this is the haqq. We're not saying that this is 100% foolproof. Not at all. There might have been issues with the way we tested it. There might have been issues with the batch that we received. There could be a million issues with it. But the question is, are you prepared? Are you willing to risk your salah just for a bit of nail polish? I mean, from what we saw, not a single one of them let any water through, let alone to the level of each millimeter of your nail has to be covered. So that's what we've seen. Like I said, it's not conclusive. Maybe there's other methods. I mean, I know some companies on the website say that it lets through oxygen and water vapor. Now, water vapor is very interesting because when you're doing wudu, washing your hands, you're not washing your hands with water vapor. You're washing your hands with water, liquid water. So where does water vapor come into it? You're supposed to go to the kettle, turn it on, and put your nails on top of the hole where the steam comes out and hope that it goes through. Some of them say rub it for 1 minute. Are you really going to spend 1 minute rubbing each nail thoroughly? That's 10 minutes just on washing your hands to begin with. Not to mention you have to wash your hands all over again when you wash your arms. So you're going to spend 10 minutes on 10 fingers at the beginning, 10 minutes again later on. That's a half an hour wudu. Come on, are you really going to spend half an hour? I mean, the whole reason you bought this nail polish is so that you wouldn't have to go through taking off your other one, reapplying it. I mean, surely this would actually take longer if you have to do wudu multiple times a day. I don't know. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Let's go back to Chow Mabai. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. So we're done now, and it's been, about half an hour to an hour almost since we finished. The water's still just chilling on them. This one, as you can see, was the last one we did. The water still hasn't gone through any of them. The water's still literally just sitting there, and it's been like almost an hour now since we finished it. I just thought I'd do a last minute reminder.